All right, guys, thanks for having me here today. It's great to speak to entrepreneurs, marketers, and business owners as we talk about creating long-term clients. So I want to start off with my why, and I always love sharing my business bio, but this is my number one why in life, God and family. So if we start to the left, this is my wife, Krista, and yes, that is a stalk of broccoli in her hand, and that is a kettlebell in my hand. And boy, was it a scene when we were lunging down the aisle in our wedding. We take fitness pretty serious in our family. It's my daughter, Ava James. She's 2.5. My daughter, Isla Rose. That's 8 weeks old. And our dog, Flex, who's a big part of the family, our gym dog. So as far as how I started, and this is great talking to CJ too, Chad, about starting off with really nothing. We don't often give these stories too often. We talk about marketing a lot. But I started, this is me in 9th grade, the skinny kid. And I was a 130-pound weakling. I was the kid that got the sand kicked in his face. And my older brother was a marathon runner. My middle brother was a bodybuilder. And so I wanted to, gain strength. I wanted to be better in sports. So my middle brother, I would ask him so many questions about strength training. I'd ask my older brother questions about cardiovascular endurance until they were just like, you got to stop asking questions here. You got to go into this field. So I ended up gaining about 60 pounds at the time in about 2 years. And confidence increased, energy soared, and I really figured this is I can actually do this as a career. So I started to look into this in college. So nutrition was a career that I really wanted to get into. I had a passion for it. So I ended up getting a bachelor's degree in nutrition and dietetics. And then I got certified by the American College of Sports Medicine and exercise physiologist. And it wasn't easy. When I started in high school, I graduated with a 2.7. Horrible student. From Struthers High School, which in Ohio, wasn't the best high school around. But I went to college and I found a passion. I ended up taking nutrition, and I had a lot of naysayers. Even one of my teachers, I wrote a career paper of where I was going to be in 10 years, and she gave me a C. And she's like, "Jim, you're such a dreamer." But I never sold my dreams by other people's opinions, and I kept on going. I graduated with a summa cum laude from YSU in nutrition, and I came down to Virginia Beach from Youngstown, Ohio in 2002. And I started with $400 in my pocket. Actually, it was a little less because I rented a U-Haul to move my stuff, and I had no insurance. I couldn't afford the insurance on a U-Haul, and I wrecked the U-Haul into a brand new town and country in the condo we were staying at. I stayed with my cousin down here. So I was in negative equity, and I was like, I'm going to go home. But I kept on pursuing, and 18 years later, Jim White Fitness Nutrition Studios. Just to go over some of our brands, we have 3 studios. We have one in downtown Norfolk. We have one in Great Neck in Virginia Beach, and we have one in Hilltop. We started the one in Hilltop about 2006. We opened up Great Neck in about 2008, and we opened up downtown Norfolk in 2014. So we do personal training. We do group training. We do ACSM education courses, but the biggest thing we do is nutrition counseling. So in Jim White Medical Nutrition Therapy started in 2014. We have 25 on staff, but we have 7 dietitians, and what we do is we take insurance. So we take Optima, Anthem, Cigna, Aetna, and Medicare. It's covered 100%. So it's basically free if you have those insurances, and we put people on meal plans. We get people to transform their lives through nutrition. One thing I did learn in business is diversify your assets, just like you would, if you have long-term investments in real estate, because you never know one day if one of them goes up, and then you have other businesses. We also have a workplace wellness company. We have companies from Virginia Beach, Norfolk, all the way to Bethesda, and we do corporate lunch and learns. We do boot camps. We do fitness challenges and quarterly challenges. We have a restaurant program. I don't know if you've seen, we have over 70 restaurants in Hampton Roads where we have Jim Wright approved items. And what was happening in 2010, clients were coming to us and asking us, what should I eat at these restaurants? And we would print it out and highlight what the best option was. And we said, why not connect with these restaurants? So one of our restaurants, for instance, is Citrus. They get 2,000 people there on a weekend. So we knew that people, when they sit down at a restaurant, they talk to each other, they talk about what's going on, where our logo is on that restaurant. And then they order the food, and that's the biggest talk. So, getting into those restaurants, We're really growing that and then helping the community get healthier. We also have a fitness foundation. This is something we started in 2010. So we were doing boot camps at the oceanfront, and a lot of my clients were there, and homeless started jumping in our boot camps and started doing exercise. So our clients were like, you got to do something. This is ridiculous. You got to get them out of here. So I said to them, hey, it's a private boot camp. But then after, I went up to them. I said, you really wanted to get into the exercise? Like, yeah, I was a former athlete, but I lost my luck. So we said, these homeless need us more than ever. So we created a Lift Fitness Foundation. It's a 60-day exercise and nutrition program for the homeless, battered women, at-risk youth, and mentally ill. LIFT stands for Lifting Spirits, Improving Bodies, Feeding Souls, and Transforming Lives. We have a full board, and Chris Wood, he's one of our board members. But we have a 12-person board. We've gotten grants around the Hampton Roads. We just got a $45,000 Hampton Roads Community Foundation grant. And we do 7 programs. We're at the Salvation Army Union Mission. We're at Penn Ministries. We're at Chesapeake Healthy Kids Boys and Girls Club. And we also do 2 events. We do the Lift-a-thon, which you bench press for dollars. It's at the Shack every June. And then we just ran to the White House from our studio in Great Neck, called White House to White House. We ran 220 miles in support of National Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week. So this is a big program that's passionate to the heart. And then I was a spokesman for the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics for 9 years, speaking on the nation's health. So now currently I work with companies such as almonds and walnuts and avocados and the National Dairy Council and General Mills and Nestle to speak about healthy foods and healthy food products across the country. But the one thing when it comes to all of the brands is customers, because if it's not customers, we wouldn't be here. So some of the things that happened when I started, I had $400 in my marketing budget. So, I had to do things on a shoestring budget. So one of the things was experts for media. And, in most of our fields, there is a way to get into the media. So what I started doing was I started doing news stories, hot news stories to get into the press. So, being on WVEC, WTKR, and Wavy, and radio stations. Started getting in, to the radio stations and do marketing and do personal interest stories. Also, really getting into print. So over the years, as 9 years as a spokesman, getting into Men's Health, Auction and Magazine, and really promoting the brand. And this was something that was free. And when you put yourself as a personal story, a trusted source in the community, that builds a lot of trust in the community. SEO, and just like Chad said, this is something that has to be there right now. 80% of people in America are on Facebook, 33% on Instagram. That's unbelievable. I tell businesses now, you have to do SEO and social media marketing. You just can't do traditional. There's a place for that, absolutely, but it has to be put together these days or else you're going to be left behind. Networking, and again, marketing and honest, this is great to be able to come together with this, and that's the one thing I did. I know this is something that was low cost starting off, going to every single charity event, every single business event, connecting with people. All it takes is one person to really change your life on so many different fronts. And then bartering. This is something we did early on, from our website company to our lawyers and to our accountants, to get people in, and it didn't cost anything except for trading services. So this is something I had to do starting off. Step 2 was establishing our client type. Once they came in the studio, we put together our client type. So I'll give you an example. We had one client, we called her the talker. And and so these are the talking clients that go and just tell everyone about your business. I'm the talker. If I'm a client for a business, I talk about the people that I work with. So if you're one of those people, these are people as clients you want to look for, because we tracked this client that came to us, and she referred us 40 people, just this one client. And then we tracked how many people they referred us, and it was a total of 76 just from this one client, and it was just this graph that we had. So we figured, wow, there's a certain client type that just raves about a certain business, so why not reward her? So we started doing incentives for that client. And then we have our billboard clients, and these are the clients that, it's all about results in our business, that maybe lose 100 pounds, or they do the marathon for the first time. They just walk around and they're marketers for themselves. We don't have to say anything, because people say, whoa, what are you doing? And then they say, Jim White Fitness Nutrition Studios, or Natural Bodies, or, so this is our billboard clients. Then we have the influencers. These are clients that are well known in the industry, and these are clients that will talk about the business, know a lot of people. Our family clients are the ones that they just start, they want to be a part of a culture. So they go to all the events, they go to every single thing that you do. So these are clients we want to foster a relationship with, and we want to continue on building this. And then we have our short timers. These are the clients we know that aren't going to be around. It might be a budget thing. It might be they just say we want to come in for 3 months. So these are where we work our longer term programs and really try to get them to the results as fast as we can. Keeping current clients current, 5-star service is so important. This is something, we have a Strive for 5 campaign, and it's the little things. I'm really good friends with Gunnar Peterson. He's a celebrity trainer in LA, and he trains, Beyonce, he trains Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone. And so I went and talked to him. I go, what do you do different? How do you connect with some of these clients that expect the best? He says he not only gives his client a water bottle, he twists off the cap. He does these small things that provides hospitality that is just over and above. And when it comes down to clients, it's really those little things that make a difference. It's that cold towel. It's going to get them thinking before whatever they're wanting, and thinking before and really getting them to that next level. Specials, these are things we do inside the studio. This isn't for every client. A lot of clients don't care about specials, but a lot of them do. Perks and contests, we have a program called Perksville. Every person that comes in, they swipe, they get perks for everything that they do. And again, a certain clientele absolutely loves this, and this is a gaming type event. And then contests, and I think this is something very important to get people involved and get people challenged to be able to get to that next level. Meet clients where they are, and that's why we created 3 fitness studios, because we know how important location is. And now it's even further than that. Our home training is growing more than ever because a lot of people, I read a study in 2050, and they said that 2050 gyms and personal training studios, what's going to keep them together is the culture, but a lot of people are going to start working at corporations and at home because we're going to be as busy as we ever have, and just that extra drive to the gym is going to take time. So we're trying to meet people where they're at, going to their homes, going to their corporations, online training to really try to fit that need. We're not naive that Peloton is out there, the Mirror is out there, and people are starting to grab technology. And that's a great thing for us, but that's something that we want to be able to compete with and offer also. Touch points, added value. I had a client come in, and obviously, weight loss is really important. But we started talking to her about her business and trying to help her with her business. And she said the other day, I love coming in here for fitness. She lost 20 pounds and she feels great. But she says the business advice that you give is just amazing. That's what keeps me here. So it's the added touch on that, connecting people to other business owners, to other different things that is really what goes on. And then it's all about results. So our referrals, there was a study done with 7,500 small businesses, and 85% said that word of mouth referrals is what they do. 91% of customers, if asked, would refer their trainer to a friend, yet only 11% of trainers ask. And the trainers that did ask increased their amount of training by 81%. So that is amazing. It's all about the ask when it comes to marketing, and it's just not often done. Also empowering your referral network, B&I, definitely, Chad, with that. We're in Ghent and we're in Virginia Beach. It's something really important to be able to connect with other businesses. EO and C12 are 2 other entrepreneur organizations that really support each other. LinkedIn, obviously, is a network that can be used. And Nextdoor, a lot of people are using Nextdoor as a good lead, especially with contracting businesses. A cash referral program, we offer $25 cash for every referral that comes into our studio. Again, that's something that really incentivizes people. And then testimonials and review. And again, yeah, absolutely, having over the years of transformations, this is what we do it for. Over the last 18 years, we've helped tens of thousands lose weight, battle through cancer, get off their medication, and it's something that's really passionate for us. And it's something that we were just talking. There's not a day that we don't wake up and just cannot wait to do what we do. And that's where I really got into this field. And the other thing is, your clients are going to leave, and that's something that we encourage. It's called self-efficacy in our field. We want them to be able to do this on their own. Obviously, when they leave, you start, because you want them a part of your business. And but I always teach trainers not to control their clients, to teach them. So we want them to be able to take what they've done and do this on their own. So this is something we really encourage. So but let's face it. In 1 year, 80% of people fall off their fitness goals, and in 5 years, 95% of people gain their weight back. So, a lot of times they do come back. And that's why, we keep our newsletters alive. We have software programs like Infusionsoft that constantly send them birthday wishes and reminders and event specials and different things like that. Social media, constant engagement is really important in our business. Text, phone calls, emails, that's something that, those touch points of constantly contacting these clients on a regular basis is important to keep them in. And then listening to the customer, exit interviews. We want to hear constructive criticism. We want to improve on a daily basis. So this is something that we give every single person as they leave. So just in finishing, as marketers, we should be changing the mantra from always be closing to always be helping. And I think this is something that we're in the business to help people. And we love what we do on a regular basis, but I think what drives us every single day is getting people to the next level, connecting people, and really changing their lives. Thank you.